some of the negative stuff that happens with somebody like George Lucas or even George R.R. Martin is that fans can go from, I really love your stuff, I'm really excited about your next thing, I'm really excited, and they can forget that creators aren't perfect, and that just because they don't like a choice they make doesn't make them a bad person, it doesn't make their work suck, you just don't like what they did, and that's totally okay. But it's when we start to feel like they owed it to me to make it something that I personally was going to like, and I'm mad at them, that I feel like on the flip side it's a little bad.
I mean, I would definitely agree with that. I think there's a lot of, like, the main problem I've seen in the fans, a lot of entitlement, where people will be like, no, you did the thing wrong. And it's like, no, there's not really a wrong way to do it. Your job as a fan is to either take something or leave it, and it's okay to argue against, problematic aspects of the thing. But to be like, I don't like the way this person is doing something isn't really a fair thing, because someone doesn't owe you something just because you have spent time, with their work.
Like, I don't like the way they do it, I think is okay. Like, hey, I don't like this, totally cool. You're wrong because you're not doing it the way I like, but you see so much in fandom is where I kind of fall through.
Especially with the way that the internet works, sometimes fans can feel entitled to information about somebody's personal life, and they'll get mad when they
No,
they get mad when they don't know exactly where they've been or who they're dating or even their sexuality or identity, and they start to feel really entitled and then start to get mad at the people because they're not releasing information about their personal life on a day-to-day basis, not realizing that they don't want to, you may know them, but they don't know all of their fans, so they don't want to release all that information to complete strangers all over the world.
I'm curious from you guys, what do we do? What do we do to combat that?
We should.
I mean, I think the thing that's really important is that you don't know those people, and the rule of thumb I give people is don't treat them the way you wouldn't treat someone on the street. Go up and introduce yourself, have a conversation, but do not treat creators like you're their best friend. It can feel that way, but you don't know people. There are boundaries.
You want to meet someone at a stranger party and be like, what's your sexuality?
Yeah.
Who are you dating? I'm gonna ask who you're dating.
I know creators who they interact with each other in a friendly way on Twitter, just as professionals. And then I find people on message boards being like, they're in love.
And I think there's an important sort of newness with YouTube and sort of online fandom where when we talk about an actor on a television show and you're really into that actor, you still know that it's a character that they're playing. But some of the stuff that gets kind of funky with YouTube is that it's filmed in somebody's home. Sometimes they're filming in their sweatpants and they're singing songs about their personal lives. And even though that's different, it's not the same as meeting that person. They're still a persona that they are using for their online presence.
And this is as a fan, Meghan might be able to explain a little better, but most YouTubers have some sort of persona. They're not just putting everything out there in most cases, from what I've gathered.
Yeah, I mean, I think even the people that aren't playing characters, it's some elevated version of yourself. It's much more awake, active version of yourself usually in a video. And so I think that you have to realize that people are releasing the stuff that they want you to see. And sometimes when fans or just other creators are so interested in their personal life that they'll search for certain things or make certain things up, it's scary because I feel like I have a lot of friends who do YouTube who are scared to talk about, I'm in this relationship, or I'm doing this because they know, well, this is going to be a thing on Tumblr if we break up, and this is going to be a thing in videos, and then people are going to feel like they have to split off from us because we can't, it's very black and white of oh gosh, you guys aren't together anymore, well I hate this person and this person did something. It's human relationships are so complicated and human lives are so complicated that it's hard sometimes on the internet to just live it and not feel like you're being judged constantly and that people want your life to go in a certain direction like you're a Sims character or something. So I feel, creators do tend to be a little more private, especially as they get more of an audience because they see, once you kind of release something and you see that go to hell, you're less likely to want to engage in that again. And it's sad because you kind of close yourself off a little bit as a person in a way that maybe you didn't when you first started. And I don't really know how to combat that. I think, largely the fans have to, I've seen people, other fans come in on moments like that, where like fans really pestering the creator, and be like, nah, we don't do that here. You know, so I think it's that's like a case where you guys have to like kind of monitor what's going on in that community to make that creator feel safe and to feel like they can kind of engage with everyone as like a friend on a one-on-one basis.